I love you so much.
I love you too, my dear.
Joe Biden had always carried a sense of responsibility far beyond his years. Even as a young man in Scranton, Pennsylvania, his eyes held a quiet determination, a gravity that made others believe he was older, wiser, steadier. Life demanded much of him, and he had learned to meet every challenge with unwavering focus. Yet when it came to matters of the heart, Joe found that life had a rhythm he could not control. Love arrived on its own schedule, unannounced, and often, inconveniently. He met Neilia Biden in the early days of his law career. She was bright, compassionate, and deeply understanding, the kind of person who could calm the restless and soothe the anxious. Their meeting was almost accidental, a small gathering in Delaware where mutual friends nudged them together with knowing smiles. But the moment Joe looked into her eyes, he felt a connection that went beyond politeness or ambition. "We might be trouble for each other," Neilia said with a teasing smile. Joe chuckled. "Why's that?" "Because we'll fight the world together," she replied, "and it isn't always kind." He felt a flutter of hope at her words. From that night onward, their lives began to intertwine. Walks along the Delaware River, shared coffees in quiet cafes, letters and notes exchanged when schedules pulled them apart, each moment strengthened their bond. Joe Biden and Neilia married young. The world watched only half aware, only half understanding the depth of their love. For a while, the noise of life faded when they were together. Neilia became the quiet center of his life, the one person who understood his ambitions, his insecurities, and the boy behind the public figure. Their family grew with the birth of children. Bo and Hunter brought joy that punctuated the seriousness of Joe's ambitions. Their home was filled with laughter, the smell of bread baking, bedtime stories whispered under soft light. The ordinary rhythms of family life grounded Joe in ways politics never could. But tragedy struck. Neilia Biden, vibrant and full of life, died in a sudden accident. The world Joe had built around love and family collapsed in an instant. The children, young and confused, clung to him. Joe Biden, once confident and steady, felt the earth fall away beneath him. Grief became Joe's constant companion. Every day he rose for his children, determined to keep their lives intact despite the pain. Letters he had written to Neilia, quiet moments of remembrance, and memories of shared laughter became the fragile threads that held him upright. Years later, after navigating loss and public life, Joe Biden met Jill Jacobs. She was strong, intelligent, and filled with warmth. She had a laugh that reminded him of sunlight, and a quiet steadiness that complemented his restless energy. At first, their friendship was slow to deepen, but gradually it transformed into love. They shared long walks, quiet talks, and a trust that was deliberate, unhurried, and profound. Jill saw Joe Biden fully, the man behind the grief, behind the ambition, behind the public eye. "I can't promise the world," Joe said one evening, as city lights shimmered behind them, "but I can promise you everything I have." "You already have me," Jill replied, her hand finding his. Joe Biden and Jill married, creating a new chapter of love built on patience, resilience, and shared understanding. Together they faced life's ordinary joys and extraordinary challenges. Their love remained private yet unshakable, a refuge from the world. Through all of life's trials, Joe Biden learned that love could endure and even thrive amid grief and hardship. It was a love that didn't require grand gestures. It was in small acts of devotion, in the quiet moments when the world faded away, and two hearts met in understanding and care. Even as public life demanded so much of him, it was love that gave Joe Biden strength, that reminded him why perseverance, empathy, and quiet devotion mattered above all.